All right, so the Sushant Singh Rajput investigation is going in multiple directions and one really does not know in which direction will it eventually go. Joining me right now to discuss this and a lot more is actor Shekhar Suman. Shekhar Suman, thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. My first question to you is, what comes to your mind? See, I'm sure I've seen various of your comments in the past about the, what happens in the industry. But I want to ask you a very different question. When you look at the way or the manner in which the probe is being carried out, you've got a Maharashtra police which has a parallel probe, Bihar police parallel probe, and now a third dimension with the Enforcement Directorate. Bihar government deciding to move the Supreme Court against the Enforcement Directorate merger of FIR. What is this, Shekhar?
This is a maze. This is a labyrinth. I think the whole case is turned into an octopus, about 8 legs in 8 different directions. It's like tentacles, like all mixed up. It's a huge mess. At least earlier that we knew that nothing was happening and we are trying hard to be heard. And we had to wait, like Sushant father had to wait for about 44 days before he decided to lodge FIR. And all of us were waiting, and I thought that D-Day is going to come, but it never did. And the Honorable Home Minister of Maharashtra very categorically, though very impertinently said, I don't know why he had to say that in such a morose fashion, that, this will not happen. This will not be given, which is very disturbing and very unsettling. But now
you're talking about the handing over of the case to the CBI, to which there came a categorical denial.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. And then it seemed that there is light at the end of the tunnel when FIR was lodged and the cops came here to Bombay, all of them. But then again, it seemed there was going to be like a war of attrition. There's going to be like a fight for supremacy. There's going to be a fight about jurisdiction, etc., etc. And we were not interested in that. I said, the people, me and a whole lot of people who are just fighting for justice and fighting for CBI inquiry, we seemed so lost. And now with the Bihar police approaching the Supreme Court, I think the Supreme Court rejecting a PIL plea, the caveats being, lodged, all of that, a whole lot of things coming together. It's like it's such a mix-up. I hope like too many cooks don't spoil the broth now.
Shekhar, that's a very pertinent point that you're raising, that too many probes may spoil the investigation in this context. I want to know from you, what seems to be the reluctance according to you? I mean, how can one explain the reluctance on the part of a Mumbai police to lodge an FIR?
Search me, really. It beats me to think we are so frustrated, to say the least. I'm exhausted. People are exhausted when I tweet. There are thousands of people, lakhs of people who come asking me the question for which I have no answer. He says, what is stopping them? What is it? Are we asking for the moon? Are we asking for the world? Does it happen every day that people ask for a CBI inquiry? This is a very special case. And the circumstantial evidences, the prima facie evidences, all, including Subramaniam Swamy raising those 26 pertinent questions, all pointing towards a murder or a foul play. Then what is the reluctance to give it to CBI inquiry? What is the reluctance? What is stopping them? Are they trying to shield somebody, or is it just plain reluctance? One is not able to kind of decipher it. Rightly.
Two important points that you mentioned. Is there reluctance or is there foul play? If there is foul play, then that also must be exposed. But if this is reluctance, do you think that this is a bad time for a government to take it upon their ego that no, we are not going to hand this over to CBI. It's a matter of prestige. Absolutely.
It's making no sense to anybody. And I think it's a bad decision on their part, whosoever is deciding, or if it's a collective decision or a one-man's decision, I don't know. But whatever it is, it's a terrible decision. Because, people repose so much of faith in you and they have so much of confidence in you that probably, this is the police that we trusted and Mumbai police. We had immense faith, and suddenly you're let down and said, we are just led into complete darkness and we have no clue as to what the hell is going on. Who's coming, who's going, who's saying what. So,
but Shekhar, just wanted to know, how do you explain this over-eagerness on the part of the Patna police or the Bihar police to insist to carry on the investigation. See, the way the criminal jurisprudence in this country is, the judicial process is, a Bihar government cannot investigate a matter in Maharashtra. That will be a zero FIR. But to insist that there are 3 parallel probes is just going to lead us nowhere. Why do you think the Bihar government is so interested in coming to Mumbai and probing this?
Because nothing was coming out of this investigation. For God's sake, 45 days now, the 45th day, if it was a simple case of suicide, I'm sorry to say it would have been an open and shut case, which would have the files would have been shut long ago. Why have like 40 people have been interrogated, and why wasn't the father informed about anything? We didn't get any dope from inside. We were completely clueless. So I don't know how Bihar police have decided to do this, but I'm sure there are legal brains behind it, and they have discussed this, and probably there is a possibility to do that. They're not fools. Okay, I mean, Sushant's father, the lawyer whom he has hired, he's an extremely erudite, well-informed gentleman, lawyer. So you know, I think they must have reached some conclusion.
Shekhar Suman, how do we come out of this khichdi of an investigation? I mean, what comes to your mind? Because this is going to lead us nowhere.
It is. It hasn't. We have all lost so much of time. You see, justice delayed is justice denied, they say. In this case is like, you know, interminable delay. You know, when you are suspecting that the evidences is going to be be taken care of. I mean, there's so many suspicions on everyone's mind, you know, that they're buying time, they're whiling away time. It's not a good sign. And how do we come out of the mess? Your guess is as good as mine. We'll have to just wait and watch, and we'll have to keep the pressure on.
All right. Shekhar Suman, appreciate you joining us for this very candid talk.
Thanks.
Thank you.